Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 was easily one of my most anticipated games this year, and dare I say, the one I was the most hyped about. This was even to the point where I paid for the gold edition to get that early access to play it as soon as possible, and oh my, was it worth every penny for me. Now, this doesn't mean you guys should go and buy the gold edition the day this is coming out. The game will already be out or about to be out. Basically, when I'm planning to drop this, gold edition will not be worth it because the early access is no longer early. But it was my lack of patience that got the best of me. But even then I questioned, did it get the best of me? Because this is easily my favorite game of the year right now, and it might not even be close. Maybe Black Myth Wukong and the Final Ship expansion for Destiny 2 are like up there, but those great experiences somehow fall short compared to what Space Marine 2 has done here. So this video will be a video essay / review of the game. Spoiler warnings in the sense of the footage will be shown from all aspects of the game. Now don't worry, I won't show anything major being revealed in terms of characters and all this other stuff. I may not be the most well-versed Warhammer 40k lore junkie out there. I'm just dipping my toes in now thanks to this game, but I will not ruin anything that relates to the campaign, narrative bits, whatever that is, whatever we consider massive spoilers. Another point to mention is that the main focus of this video will be the campaign experience. We will mention some of the other modes, specifically the PvE mode that will be part of the gameplay section here, but in general, I will probably save more in-depth talks about that for other videos in the coming weeks about this game. But with that being said, let's talk about the incredible experience that is of Space Marine 2.
What is your life?
My honor is my life.
What is your fate?
My duty is my fate.
What is your fear?
My fear is to fail.
What is your reward?
My salvation is my reward.
What is your craft?
My craft is death.
What is your pledge?
My pledge is eternal service.
One of the best things about this game is the utter glory in its gameplay. I know, it's a video game. Why would we need to mention this? Well, it's simple. In the age of gaming in 2024, sometimes gameplay is placed on the back burner as microtransactions and other live service systems take priority. Not here. Saber Interactive came out swinging with the glory of the God Emperor guiding it, bringing together multiple different styles into one game, and doing it in one of the most simple ways possible. If you like Doom, Gears of War, World War Z, and a rich world, all of that is highlighted in this game. We got the gore and blood of Doom with, to my surprise, with the same well thought out combat environments. While the gameplay you are seeing here is on normal difficulty, it does not mean it was easy. If anything, it was rewarding, which is an important thing to have in any game. Different factions present its own challenge, whether it's the hordes of the Tyranids or the matching force of the Agents of Chaos, each coming together to give you that rip and tear vibe. In terms of Gears of War, it also falls in the similar lines with the executions, but also the gunplay. However, we don't have that cover to cover element here. I'll be honest, I have never been a fan of Gears, which is shocking that the gunplay here feels so much like it, and it was a win for me, which, again, shocking. It got that pack-a-punch feel you have when shooting a gun in Gears, present here, really awesome and added to the elements of what we are as a Space Marine. Now with the World War Z elements, well, just look at this. Massive amounts of enemies, all real, that horde system, and if they're heading your way, well, get ready for absolute war. All this comes together to not only add to a rich lore, but bring it to life in the most glorious way possible. The crazy part here is that in the campaign, this is just the basics to the combat. There is a whole new world yet to be explored with classes and other missions in the PvE mode. Now, more on this in another video, but I am utterly shocked to the depth which each class has in the PvE mode, and as of now I've been rocking with the Vanguard class, using the grapple gun to not only deliver a powerful blow to enemies, but also use it to zip around the battlefield and control the zone. Was very unique and very much fun. Each class not only offers their own skill, but armor, weapons, and perk trees varying on what you pick. Now, I don't know how I feel about you being able to only select one class on the field per mission, but all of this can mean nothing if you guys have 2 other friends to jump in and play with. Being able to communicate what you guys want to bring to the field will be massive compared to what is in the system of quick play. When it comes to randoms, you can load in and not be able to play your class, which has its own rank and all this different stuff. So it would be greatly appreciated if a system where you could set a focus of what class you want to play so you don't join a game finding out you can't play that class would be nice. And even the mechanics in the campaign and PvE mode kind of caught me off guard. You really much expected a gore shoot fest, but there was a little bit more complexity to it, whether it be enemy types and dealing with certain enemies first rather than other ones, or just raid mechanics that we would see in something like Destiny 2. Now, for example, this mission is in the PvE game mode, and as a big time Destiny player, as you guys may have just heard, I love how there's mechanics like this in something that could be considered a mini raid. We look at the wall and we look for the symbols. We do this so we can put in these symbols to kick off a damage phase. Now, nothing here is crazy like you would see in Destiny, but I just love to imagine how future updates with more missions could expand on this with new operations added. The more in depth, the more mini raid mechanics they can go and expand on, I think will be a great thing for this game. But if we're being honest, everything I've just mentioned would feel dull if the presentation of this game was not there. If the goal was to make the player feel like they are in a galactic war with massive stakes, well, the devs accomplished that goal 17,000 times for me. Whether you are gearing up ready to launch into battle, walking with a force, or holding the line with only your squad, the presentation of it all is beyond awesome. For the first time in this generation, it feels like we have a true next generation title to play, and Space Marine 2 really delivers on that. The scale of this hive world, I think, is a perfect example of that. The Unreal Engine 5, for the first time since being revealed here, showed its true power, and it sets the bar astronomically high in what other devs could and should do in regards to scale if they decide to use the Unreal Engine 5. Set pieces like this, walking with the force of soldiers both on foot and in vehicles gearing up on the way to fight hordes of Tyranids, is just top tier presentation that will never get old. And I think the most important fact is that after all these years of Warhammer 40k, it's insanely impressive that something like this can come in and everything feels as if it belongs. Wonderful gameplay, top tier presentation, all making for one of the best games put together. You can know either nothing about this IP or even the bare minimum like myself. If you pick up this game looking for a fun time, I can almost guarantee that here for you. This next part of this video will be about how wonderful this story is in the sense of getting people who never knew a damn thing or the bare minimum of Warhammer 40k on board with this franchise. For you well-versed brothers out there, I hope you agree with this point. Space Marine 2 might be the best piece of media for this IP if the goal was to attract more fans. It doesn't take any knowledge to jump in and understand the story going on, and that, in my opinion, is massive. For a franchise with over 30 years of lore, that challenge may have seemed impossible here, but the devs, they did it. This game served, for me at least, as a starting platform to jump into the lore and that was the push that I needed. I'm not saying you will be getting into the books, but your desire will definitely be there to learn of the rich storytelling and lore that has gone strong for all these years. And honestly, I think this game put Warhammer 40k in a place I don't think we were expecting. Years of growing up, Warhammer felt like an exclusive club. I'm 26. This damn franchise is older than me. And it's not like Star Wars, where it's simple to get into, watch the original trilogy, and boom, you understand what's going on. So, personally, it makes me happy to finally feel like I have a starting point. And let me tell you, that starting point is, it's been going. I've been reading, I've been watching some stuff. It is wild. This universe is awesome to read about and watch about, but it's also probably the worst universe to live in if we're being honest. But back onto the point given here. If you are like me, wanting to get into this universe, but have no idea where to start, well, Space Marine 2 might be the best piece of Warhammer 40k media to get that curious mind for what else is out there in this rich universe. So besides that, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. It was fun putting together. It has been a wonderful time playing Warhammer 40k, and I will definitely be doing some sense of content on this game. Still figuring out exactly what to do, gameplay stuff, maybe some build stuff with character customization and perk tree stuff, things like that. But overall, man, I have been loving this game. I've been loving what I've been reading with Warhammer. It truly was the push into this franchise, and I hope that people kind of feel the same way as me. This has been, in my opinion, my game of the year. I know Astrobot is incredible. Haven't played that yet on my PS5, but like, I was super ecstatic about this game, like I said. And in general, this game even over-delivered on my expectations, which in the year of 2024 is hard to do, especially with under-delivering, seeing a commonplace in a lot of different games. But don't get that twisted. There are some great games out there to play that are coming out, and some devs that are putting together some great games, and Space Marine 2 is one of those games to play. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please consider hitting that like button, helps out the video a ton. And if you guys want more content from me in general, please consider hitting that subscribe button and bell to be notified for when I do drop more content. But yeah, pretty much all I gotta say on this one. Hope you guys have a good one. The Emperor Protects will be the good proper way of saying an outro, I guess. But yeah, the Emperor Protects, ShadowNinja here, and I'm out.